Hi, good morning Facebookers. How are you guys doing? So day 33 for my challenge. I'm in a basketball court, probably 500 meters from my house. This park is beautiful. It's nobody's around. I'm the only fuckers around here enjoying it. It's a Wednesday morning. It's absolutely beautiful morning. And you know, just finished work and probably a couple of hours ago driving taxi, just came home and couldn't sleep, so I thought, you know, let's go and play basketball and also talk about cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, what's been happening in cryptocurrency space, right? So it's absolutely gorgeous morning. It was cold a bit last night, probably 9 degrees, but sun is out of here and it's just absolutely beautiful. This park is secluded, nobody out here apart from me having a play with the basketball. Guys, more so I'm going to talk about cryptocurrencies. I did last time about live about cryptocurrency. What are they? You know, the digital currencies. Are they beneficial for all the human beings out there, or they scam, as people say? Right? So we're gonna talk about cryptocurrencies: Ethereum, Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is skyrocketing, absolutely high as ever. It's gone 1450 US dollar, which is nearly about 2,000 Australian dollars. And I actually bought it probably 4 months ago. That was only $1,050. So it's nearly double since I bought it. If you don't know much about a Bitcoin or the technology it's based on, I would say to you, like, go and research on it. It's just a beautiful piece of technology, and Ethereum is the same, right? So I'll just give you a little bit buzz that you know what's the Bitcoin is and how that formed and things like that, right? Bitcoin started back in 2008. The person who started it, his name was Satoshi Nakamoto, and we don't know whether it was a group of people or whether it was just a one person. It's called Satoshi Nakamoto, right? So he developed this digital money, which we call Bitcoin, on blockchain. The way I describe a blockchain is like fancy way of saying internet. It's a new way of internet. Still an internet, but it's a skilled. So when he started, what he want to do, he want to show to the government that you know, without money the trade can happen. Well, that was his whole purpose, that you know, the decentralization, like you should not, or we should not as a human being, depend upon the government to release money and do the trade with it. So we can do the trade without the fiat currency like Australian dollars or US dollars or English pounds, whatever you call it, right? Or Indian rupees or yin yang Chinese or whatever you call it, right? So what he did, he established this coin called Bitcoin. And blockchain idea was trying to implement back in 1970. But it never happened. Like they're trying it for a long period of time, but it never happened. So that started in 2008 as well with the Bitcoin. They formed together, blockchain and Bitcoin. Back then, when it started, 2008, the value of the Bitcoin was nothing. It's like a zero cent, like a 1 cent a Bitcoin back then. And if you look at back now, within 8 years, it's a huge difference. Like, you know, if you look back now, right now, it's 1450 USD. That's bloody fantastic. So a lot of people ask that, you know, you know, why the Bitcoin is, the price is so high. What's it's got it? What's in it, right? The reason is, one of the reason is it's just not a money, it's technology as well. That's the one thing. The second thing is that it's limited. It's only the Bitcoin we have is only 21 million. 21 million, that's all we got. It's limited. It's not, you can't, like, just like a fiat currency, you can just go and print it like Australian dollars or US dollars, right? Press the button and you can print as many fiat currency you wanted it, right? With the Bitcoin, you can't do it. It has to go through the software. It has to go through the technology before the Bitcoin actually created. It's a beautiful technology. I'm not going to go into detail that how that forms and you know, things like that, but I'll probably put some links under there and you guys can actually go and read about it, right? So one of my friends said, probably a month and a half ago, he said to me, well, look, Bitcoin price is going to be stagnated. It's not going to increase anymore, right? And I didn't say anything, because until you actually research on Bitcoin and see what's the technology behind it, you can't comment on it. Because a lot of people just thinking, you know, because it's just increasing because somebody is doing something, right? But when you actually look into Bitcoin, it's more so of it's very advanced technology. And that's where, like, one of my mentor, his name is Alex 14. I was listening to him probably a week ago. He was saying, you know, one of the university in Canada, the research, the amount of people who are using the Bitcoin is between 3 million to 6 million. That's just crazy, right? And also I want to tell you that the cryptocurrency market cap, it was a month and a half ago, it was 19 to 20 billion, I guess. If you look back right now, it's at $39 billion. That's just insane. Like the way the cryptocurrency is exploding is just absolutely insane. And with the Ethereum is more so smart contract, right? The guy who actually formed it, he's a Russian Canadian guy. His name is Vitalik Buterin, and he started doing this project back in, I think, 2014, and I'm not quite sure how many millions he raised within days. Like, you know, that how great that project was. It was back in 2014, and he's only 26, right? Guys, I'm gonna tell you what I experienced, right? Probably a month and a half ago, I told everybody, whoever is in my circle, buy Ethereum, right? Only, I think, one of my friends listened to me, and me and him, we bought Ethereum. We didn't buy much, but it was only $100. Probably we buy 10 Ethereum each, right? Didn't have the money much, right? So that's so, but I love the technology behind it, so I bought it at $10 each, probably a month and a half ago, probably 2 months ago, right? And if you look at the price of Ethereum right now, it's $100 Australian dollars, 100 Australian dollars, right? Like around about 75 USD, and I made a profit straight away from 100 to 1,000. But look, I'm not selling, I'm just keeping it, right? The thing is, what made me to actually buy Ethereum, right? That's the thing, that's the question. Why? Because I did a research on Ethereum, right? And then I realized that Ethereum itself, it got a 300 different application being built on Ethereum. That's what I looked probably when I looked into it, probably 2 months ago, probably a month and a half ago, but it might be more now. People might be working or building more application on Ethereum, right? So, and then also I looked into the project, which is you know, the Vitalik and his team working on it, right? And it appealed to me, and then it makes sense to me how the smart contract is going to work. And I also made a video on my YouTube channel that how Arizona, the state of US, they actually legalize the smart contracts, right? You can just go to my my channel, which is BISC2 channel on YouTube, and you should watch that. And yeah, like you know, and all these cryptocurrencies, there's a lot of coins out there. There's one of them I love it, which is a Steemit. It's like a blog, which is like a you know, you can go and write over there, and you can actually put your videos up there as well. So what happened in Steemit is like upwarding. Like you can actually make money on that platform if you are a good blogger, whether it's a, you know, video or, you know, normal like a writing blog. If you love to write blogs, right, you should write on Steemit. They actually pay you. If the people actually upvote you, like a, you know, comment or like on your post, you actually get paid for it, right? There's 3 different currencies happening there. I think one is a Steem, Steem Power, and Steem Dollar. There is 3 different ones in there. It works differently, but I will make a separate video about it, that how it works, the Steemit. But yeah, like, you know, Ethereum is just high ever. Like, you know, as I said, that like it's gone from $10 to 75 USD, or, you know, you call it like a 14 Australian dollar to 100 USD, right? There's another coin called Monero Dash, Argo, Digicoin. There's a lot of there, right? But it's not about go and buy all, you know, just hold all the different coins. It's all about looking into that what sort of technology they have, how it's going to impact the society, how it's going to help us out, you know, in terms of in the society, right? If that makes sense to you, go and buy it, invest it, right? If some of the coins are even less than a, you know, less than a 10 cent or 4 cent, 3 cent, right? There's another one, a good one. It's the number 3 is a Ripple. A Ripple is being used by banks. If you don't know, Commonwealth already using in the back end. I did a research in January, and they're launching a what's called real-time trading in Queensland. I think they're launching in September, right? So what it means is real-time trading is you can buy shares and bond real time. Like right now, if you go and buy the bonds and share, it takes 3 to 4 days, forever, like to get it, you know, get in your pocket, right? But with this technology called Ripple, you can buy it instantly, like within 6 seconds, right? You can buy it. And if you think about it, buying a share instantly is fantastic, because if the share goes up, you can resell it straight away, right? So I actually look into that, you know, who actually invested into cryptocurrencies. Like ANZ, Westpac, Barclay from UK, Commonwealth, they all have invested in Bitcoin, right? This is just crazy. Like we just don't know about these things, right? But I read probably in January and February, ANZ actually invested in Coinbase. If you don't know what Coinbase is, they're saying they didn't invest in Bitcoin, but they invested in Coinbase. Coinbase is the exchange of Bitcoin, right? So, like, if you're trying to understand that, they indirectly invested in Coinbase. So what it means is they indirectly, invested in Bitcoin. So, like, why would a bank will invest in a Bitcoin? Why would a bank will look into Ripple? Why would they do that? Because what Ripple will do, this is another cryptocurrency, right? If you making a transaction, if you're doing a transaction from cross platform, which is like ANZ to Westpac, normally it takes 48 hours, 24 hours to 48 hours, right? But with the Ripple, it will happen in 6 seconds. That's just a fantastic. Hey Raman, hey Harpreet, how are you, man, guys? It happens in 6 seconds. Think about it, 24 hours to 48 hours. It will start happening in 6 seconds. This is just fantastic, right? It's not about go on buying it like just go and buy it and then don't think about it or don't look into it. The first thing you got to do is you got to actually research on it, any of the cryptocurrency you're going to buy, whether it's a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monero, Dash, Ripple, or Steam it. There's a number of coins out there, right? Don't just go and buy, or somebody else like me, somebody say to you, Bitcoin is great or Ethereum is good. No, go and do your own research, and then think about it, that whether this technology gonna change it, right? Think about it back in 1992 or 94 when nobody believing the internet. It's the same thing. It's the same concept right now, that nobody believing or everybody is skeptical about it, that what Bitcoins or blockchain technology is, right? This is just insane, right? It's like, I think it's a human psychology. Anything new comes in, we just reject that straight away. We don't even want to listen to it, right? I used to do it a year ago, but I rewired my brain that even I don't want to do it, I still listen to the different ideas, and then I see if there is something for me in it, right? So I'll start researching Bitcoin probably. I actually watched a documentary last year in April 2016. I have no idea back then, like a year ago, absolutely no idea. The whole documentary goes top of my head, right? No idea. And one of my friends, he sent me a message December last year, 2016. And he said to me, do you know about Bitcoin? I was like, I do, I don't. He was like, what are you talking about, man? Well, either you do or you don't. I explained to him that I watched a documentary, but I couldn't get the idea. So we had a discussion probably 2 hours. And then I glued to screen probably 15 to 20 days and research that what Bitcoin is exactly, how it works under the hood. And I'll start listening to the guy called Andreas Antonopoulos. He's a computer scientist, and he was a security expert back in 2011 and 12, I think. Yeah, 2011 and 12. And he actually quit his job to work full-time in Bitcoin. He had 50 people or the consultant working for him. He quit the job, right? So if you want to know much about it, like a technically how it works, go and listen to on YouTube Andreas Antonopoulos. He's a fantastic guy. He wrote 2 books. The recent book he wrote is called Internet of Money. Money of Internet, right? And the first one he wrote, Mastering the Bitcoin, which is the old technical, the people who actually built application on Bitcoin or on blockchain. That's for them. Like how can you build different application on it. Good morning, Sukhpal sir and Imrana. Good morning. Sukhpal sir, I'm very sorry for your mother. Just find out from Satwinder. I will talk to you soon. So yeah, these application what being built up on, or the people are building, or the technology people or the computer programmer, they're building on blockchain. They are fantastic. Every day, a lot of startups are happening in cryptocurrency space. It's just a matter of us to get to know these different technology. It's not about a go and buy it. Like, I'm not saying that. It's just not about a go and buy it and then just, you know, keep it or whatever. It's all about understanding, like, you know, what sort of payment methods are there. Think about this way, right? We didn't have a PayWave. We didn't have a PayWave 2 years ago or a year ago. Right now, you don't even put your PIN in. What do you do? PayWave. Where'd that come from? Somebody invented it. It's the same thing. This particular technology, the cryptocurrencies, the different technology, Bitcoin and Ethereum, Ripple, what these are, like why the people are so excited about these technologies, right? Why they're worth so much. Like Bitcoin is just alone, it got $23 billion market cap. This is just insane, just the Bitcoin. And I think Ethereum itself is like a $7 billion plus. This is just fantastic. This is just fantastic, right? So we need to ask the question, why these cryptocurrencies, they're becoming a part of the society. Why? One thing, Bitcoin is decentralized. So what is the meaning of decentralized? This is one of the main components, like a decentralized. It means that nobody can control Bitcoin. Now the question is, one of my friends said to me, well, that's no good. Well, you know, if somebody can't control Bitcoin, what is the purpose of it? Right? The government should control things. I said that's why we've been controlled every aspect of our life, whether it's a food, whether it's a money, whether it's a mortgage or whatever it is, right? That's been controlled by the government, right? So what a Bitcoin does is, you cannot print Bitcoin. It has to go through the software. It has to go through the algorithms. It has to, like even a normal person, can't print or can't generate Bitcoin. It has to go through the system. So how that works, let's say, for example. So what happens is, when you buy something with a Bitcoin, from Amazon or, you know, the Expedia.com or from anywhere, even from the exchange you buy Bitcoin. What happened with that is that, you know, once that transaction happens, somebody has to, you know, verify that transaction. There's a number of computers around the globe we call as miners, right? So what they do is, every computer, whoever is in the network with the mining, with the cloud mining, they run to verify that transaction. And it takes about 10 minutes to do it, right? And whoever solved that or verified that transaction in a simple manner, right? That got rewarded, that computer that got rewarded with 12.5 Bitcoins, right? I'm not going to go into details into it, like, you know, how that system works, like exactly. I'm just giving you a little bit of idea that, you know, that's how the Bitcoin get generated from the system, right? Sorry guys, I'm just getting a call. I'm just going to reject this. Sorry. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, nobody can print or generate Bitcoin like a fiat currency, like Indian rupees or Australian dollars. Let's say we don't have Australian dollar. What do? We just go, like, you know, somebody press the button and you have all the money out there. Like you can. That's why we go into debt, guys. Why I did a research, I lost a lot of money a couple of years ago, and that made me think how money works under the hood, how economics of money works under the hood. And very close family and friends, they know that I lost a lot of money in the business. That's where it made me to think about how these things work. That's why I got really interested back in 2016 in December about Bitcoin when I find out. Because end of the day, you want to know why people go into debt. You want to know what is the reason behind it. What is the inflation or deflation, or, you know, why recession happens. Recession only happens with the two reasons: the government and the banks. right? I'm not going to go into that how that happens, because you know, but I'm just saying it, like, you know, when you start looking deep into those sort of things, and that's where you get to know that you know, we've been controlled by the money, right? Bank don't have the money, go and print it. Like, you know, the government just go and press the button and then just print the money, right? But with the Bitcoin, you can't do it. You have to go through the cloud mining process. You have to go through the algorithms. You have to go through all of these things, right? And what happened is when the transaction, like, why that becomes very important, why Bitcoin becomes very important, because nobody can hack Bitcoin. A lot of people said in the past, oh, Bitcoin get hacked in blockchain. No, no, no. Exchange get hacked, not Bitcoin, right? So there's a difference, right? So when in terms of Bitcoin, what happened is there's a blocks. That's what we call blockchain, which is the underneath technology where the application of Bitcoin exists. It's called blockchain. That blockchain, when the transaction finish, there's a block formed on that chain, right? And there's a 4 blocks. I'm just gonna be try to make a sense out of it. There's a 4 blocks. Let's say if you wanted to make change in the first block, you need to change the second block. And if you want to make any changes in the second block, you need to make a change in the third block. If you wanted to make any changes in the third block, you need to make a changes in the fourth block, which is extremely difficult. So you're breaking the block, you're breaking the codes 4 times to you know, to make changes in the first block, which is extremely difficult. That's why